Zero K-Say last year.
And we're back playing Steins Gate. Well, Steins Gate 0. Different timeline. Yes, guys, don't worry. I watched the anime. Not Steins Gate 0, though. I've been trying to finish other anime, so I haven't fully finished the anime yet, so it's better we just play this game. And you're probably wondering, why the hell are you skipping, dude? And why are you playing Steins Gate 0 first? Because I'm playing on the PlayStation, I got a PC to get the freaking first one, okay? So calm down. Let's start. What I put to me again? Oh yeah, we're just getting started. Yep, I remember this. Alright. The only reason why I remember this is because I only watched half of it of Steins Gate 0. So if I only watch half of it, then that means it's okay if I play this game. I could play the whole thing then, because I haven't finished Steins Gate 0. So it's already technically a spoiler for me. So is there even a reason watching the anime then? Maybe. Let's see. Bright light flooded my eyes. Where was I? My eyes narrowed. I barely make out the summer's twilight sky. I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to disappear. But someone grabbed my arm and dragged me out.
Wow,
you're back already. Hasn't it been a minute, has it? Laura ran to me and looked down, her face worried. Her eyes felt like nothing but a nuisance. Don't talk to me. Just leave me alone. Wait, you're covered in blood! What happened? At least I don't have to do the voice acting right now. Stop it. Just get away from me. Leave me alone. I can save her. In fact, I killed her herself. I killed her. Killed her myself. Right here. 3 weeks ago. I killed her. I'm a murderer.
無駄だったんだ。何をやっても無駄だ。全部決まってしまっていることなんだよ。同じだ。真入れの時と同じなんだ。どれだけもがいたって結果は同じになる。
No matter how many times I try, it will all converge back to the same result. The rest doesn't matter. Whether you're time travel or time leap, you can't go back to change the results of the past. I understand that cruel truth. But now it's forced to realize it again and in the worst possible way.
無駄だよ。無駄なんだ。何もかも無駄なんだよ。俺はやっぱりクリスを助けられないんだ。分かってた。もう疲れた。ずっと休んでないんだ。
Alright, this is when he takes a long ass break. Finally goes into a fucking college.
俺が
牧瀬クリスをさ、刺し殺しちゃった。殺した？でも安心して、まだもう
ほっといてくれ。俺のことなんか。
何言ってんの？諦めるつもり？オカリンおじさんの肩にはたった一回の失敗が何だっていう。
クリスはどうやったって助けられない。世界線の収束には逆らえない。
こうなったらビンタしてでもダメだよ。こんなボロボロになってるオカリン。でもさ、このままどうしてミラそんなの。オカリンおじさんには世界の観測士オカリンが、それにもう一度やったって未来のことを人一人で変えようなんて。だからそのためのシュタインズゲートで、気持ちはわかるよ。でもさ、私も未来どっちにしろ2036年には戻れないんだ。オカリンおじさん、一つだけ忠告しとく。このタイムマシンに残されてる燃料は有限なの。さっきは往復2回分しか残ってないって言ったけど、実はまだそれなりに余裕はある。それでも移動できる時間はおよそ344日分。片道のタイムトラベルだとしても、今から1年と経たないうちに7月28日には届かなくなる。覚えといて。その日になったらさ、私はたとえ一人でも飛ぶよ。
Someone was saying something to me, but I couldn't understand the words. I didn't want to listen to anything. I just wanted to sleep. Just let this all end. Just let me go.
オカリン？オカリン。ね、もう頑張らなくてもいいからね。泣いてもいいんだよ、マユシーは。
Anna, words were the reason why, but tears started to flow. Inside, I forget everything. Ever since that day, I stopped going to the future gadget lab. Just to live in a world where Kursu was dead. That's how I'm gonna live my life and be the alpha male with the black suit! Steins Gate, Absolute Zero. Station on the 4th floor. Preparation had been going all morning for the ADF Akabra Techno Forum Convention. Universities of life from both inside and outside the country will work together to put on special seminars and symposiums and irregular intervals. My school, Tokyo Denki University, is participating as part of its industry collaboration efforts. Students were required to attend these seminars and submit reports to instructors. Otherwise, they wouldn't get credit for their related classes. In addition, I was supposed to help one of the lecturers, Associate Professor Yazaki. I had just gotten a list from the reception desk at the shared lobby. I was waiting to check out the names of students who were coming to the lectures. There was still some time before the seminar started, so the lobby was mostly empty. None of the students on the list were here yet. I was bored, but I couldn't do anything but wait. I would never would have imagined doing anything like this, but President Yazaki was part of my new goal in life. Victor Conjugal University. Yes, that was my new goal. So I did a lot of joint research projects with them and knew a lot of people there. Best first steps to getting there my brain could come up with was being his assistant. Also, this convention was holding another seminar at Victor Conjugal University after the one that held this summer. Of course, that interested me. Till summer. immature. She was then flashed through my mind. I was trying to get to Victor Condriel so that I could learn about the work that Kirsi and Makase had been doing. I wanted to try to do it myself. Of course, I wasn't a genius like her, so there's no way I'd never be able to do exactly what she did. But if I could do even 10% of it, honestly, I'm amazed I recovered so well. I thought that to myself, and Chuck would just have voice calling me from across the lobby.
ちょっとそこの方
She's kind of bad. I looked up and saw a young girl approaching me from the elevator hall. She was short and petite. Everything about her was small. I kind of make out a few of the curves that would appear after puberty, so at least she was in elementary school, but maybe middle school? No, she's not, bro. For some reason, with such kids, she didn't care about her appearance. Her hair wasn't styled and poured down her back. Even I could tell her clothes were very
ご
fashionable.
めんなさいスタッフルームってどこかしら
ここは ATF のセミナー会場だけど
Really not a place where a middle school girl belonged. She probably just come to the wrong place.
そんなの分かっているわ何度同じ話を繰り返せば気が済むの
いや今初めて行ったんだけど
私にとってはあなたで4回目よこの場所に来てからね
Irritated, she pulled a card out of her jacket. It's one of the IDs given out to invented guests. Name and the name of her workplace are written on the front. Victor Condriel University, USA Brain Science
ビクトル・コ
Institute.
ンドリア大学脳科学研究所
Looked at the card, then at her. Back to the card, then looked at her again. Only realized.
あそういうことかそのカードどこに落ちてたんだ拾ってくれたん
その話も4回目よ
She sighed and showed me another card. This was a photo ID from Victor Condriel University.
Eh?
The same ID I've seen Kirsi holding before at another world line. Photo on the card, yeah, that was definitely her.
ヒア城真帆って読むの私の名前ヒア城真帆漢字でもローマ字でも誰も読めた試し
え
And you're from Victor Condriel University
ビク
Middle
トル・コ
School?
ンド
寝ぼけるなら夜にして大学に中
それもそうだな
Oh, wait, what am I doing?
飛び級か
一つ確認していいかしら
おう
あなた今少なからず衝撃を受けてるわよこんな小さい子が信じられないそれともこの年齢ですごいの
She got me.
方向をよく見なさい
Girl, Mayo Hajel, one hand supported ID with her slender fingers. She's born in 1989. Oh my god, so if it's 2010, I'm not calculating, I'm fucking slow.
21歳
Oh, crap, so I
つまり
could
立派
crack.
な成人女性よ中学生じゃないのよもちろん小学生でも幼稚園児でも
There's so much to see, but I can imagine saying they look very good on not wearing clothes. They're huge.
何かしらその顔
あいや悪かった謝る
Oh. Don't Sue. He would be dancing around screaming, legal lolly for the win. Yeah, he would.
まあいいわ
Weirdo.
世界中どこへ行っても同じ目に遭ってるから
うんそうだろう
何か言っ
なあいや別に
Just like Kursu had done at a summer convention. No, wait, that's wrong. That never happened. Kursu Makase never gave any lectures over the summer. It happened in the Alpha Rota line. The Rota line, I inhibited now, but for the summer convention, she's already.
君が今日は登壇を？
いいえ、私は助手として来たの。あと通訳も兼ねてね。
テーマは人工知能革命か。
時間があったらぜひ聞いてみてほしいわね。
そうするよ。あ、スタッフルームだったよな。
Lead Mara went to the elevator hall and showed her where the staff
ありがとう。
no reason to hang around her any further. Said goodbye and was just about to turn around. Just then, the elevator opened. A woman emerged. This ass her face, every hair on my body set on end. Fuck you. Ooh, I hate you so bad. Like, that's crazy, bro, what you fucking did to Mayuri. Like, I know, like, this is technically a different timeline to him now. But still, dude, I'm so fucking pissed, so I didn't want to fucking look at her. Just skip. I don't want to hear ass talk. Eyes met. The eyes on the other side of her glasses were dead as ever. It was impossible to tell what she was thinking. I frantically averted my gaze before she realized something was wrong. She tilted her head for a second, but quickly lost her interest in me and turned around. Oh.
ああ、雑誌社の方。お約束通り主催を。レスキネン教授はまだなんです。はい。それまで私でよければシステムお願いします。
桐生萌か。
Like how people say this isn't canon. There's different timelines, but I kind of believe this is still canon. Like, especially he still remembers her and what she did to Mayuri. It's just like, it's obviously not a different timeline. It's just something Okabe just didn't want to do. Oh, please. I don't think she's gonna do it again anymore, dude. Oh, what am I doing? I should be reading. Fuck. I'm reading with my head. My fault, guys. This pamphlet was for Professor Zaki's seminar. Nagabachi theory. The paper he announced in Russia. That paper held the key to creating a real time machine. And I'd just been using a phone and a damn computer. On that day, July 28th, Nagabachi had stolen the paper from Kurisu, his own daughter, and left with it. I knew that. Only Nagabachi and I knew that. I flipped through the pamphlet. It's reprinted in many forms. I don't know how to say that, sorry guys. I'm just going to pronounce it though. Pursue science and fake scientific discoveries that had emerged since the start of the 20th century. On its own, it didn't make for interesting reading. At the end of the pamphlet, Nagabachi theory was introduced as nothing more than another entry in that long list of fakes. So, Dr. Nagabachi's time machine theory had been completely ignored by the academic world. The glory, the fame, and the power he wanted so badly, he was willing to get rid of his own daughter. He didn't get any of it. I heard rumors that after that announcement, he went to prison that lab to make it even funnier. He thought he was getting VIP treatment. For a short time, there's essays, interviews, and bogus academic journals even there. It was obvious that all gone to his head. The ironic thing that Nakabachi theory was completely correct, completely revolutionary. The Russian government was worried about it leaking, and the SVR was doing everything it could to keep it under wraps. But under the surface, there was a full-scale information war beginning over the paper. Time traveling from 2036, John Teeter. Tell me so which man had to be true. Well, you don't have to call him John Teeter. I think you already know who John Teeter is, dude. But I guess. So World War III really going to happen? Yo. We're at World War III technically. There's no point in thinking about it. Just a little more before the drugs kick in. Close my eyes. Was he falling asleep in there? 6 hours later. Convention was going well. The says I could seminar most of the students were here for home, but I killed some time and came back to hear the Victor Condro lecture. Headed to the hall with plenty of time to spare, saw Mayu Hayajo coming from the staff room. She was with a very tall foreigner. Was that? You know, hold up. Alright, if you guys know this, if you guys read like Gantz, the manga, I know it's not correlated really, but every time I see that guy's face, he reminds me of that one German guy, the people that made the Gantz machines, you know what I'm talking about? I think this is me though, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, he looks a little bit like him. It's always like in some of these animes, always the foreigners with the electricity, making these technologies and shit, and AIs. But I'm not surprised though. Since they were both speaking in English, I could barely make out any of it, but I could tell from their voices that it wasn't a pleasant chat. Wait, did I just hear the word? I say, and the fact that I couldn't speak English. I knew this was going to happen when I go into the English school. 2 of them walked into the waiting room for lectures. It was located right next to the UBX theater. Put together the few fragments I was able to understand. Fire at Kurisu's house. Mr. Bakase is alright. Robbery, the police called off the investigation. Why was the FBI there? Doesn't make sense. I think that's what they were saying. Kurisu's house? Did they mean where she lived in America? Where she still live in America? Is that where the fire was? And words like robbery and investigation was called off. I want to know. I stood there and worried until it was time for the lecture to begin. Nothing else to do. Went inside the theater. Tell earlier by looking at the size of the crowds go inside, but it's a very high energy crowd. They have spirits clearly different than the Sake seminar, which mostly students were credited. The place was clearly. Oh. Tips? Tips on what? Okay. Internet is present. Good idea. The main column search I did voice rush. Everyone knows who John Teeter is, dude. I'll say this, it's literally the girl you guys saw in the beginning. Not Mary Yuri, the other girl. She's John Teeter. Sorry. Should not say the spoiler warning. But you know, you guys know by the title, Steins Gate 0 should know it's hardly a spoiler, so. Teeter. Wait, can I make it on? You guys get full of crowd of scientists who want to learn about cutting-edge technology. Victor Conjur's researchers had published a slate of papers in Science recently. Heck, when I wanted me to attention, maybe that was why. Were there any open seats? I found a single open seat at the edge, but when I looked at who was sitting next to it, I moaned. again. Who was there? She was speaking to me. One. She was typing endlessly to her phone. Yep, that's right. I once named her Shining Finger because of her incredible typing speed. As fast as ever. Who was she talking to? I didn't even want to imagine. We turned away and looked toward another seat. Dr. Leskin reached the podium, almost exited, and sat down. She was waving applause. A little girl coming next to me, applause faded into confused murmurs. One must have expected this. Her expression had changed in sight as she sat next to the professor. As she took the microphone for the professor and looked around at her, she looked like she was belonging there.
Ladies and gentlemen.
First, Dr. Leskin began to speak in English. Maybe eye contact with my she began to interpret.
皆さん、本日は私のセミナーに集まってくださっ
I am Alexis Leskin
ビクトル・コンドリア大学脳科学研究所のアレクシス・レスキネンで、そして私は助手のヒアジョウ・マホです。同じく脳科学研究所で教授の指導に沿って研究をしています。よろしく。
Now, without further ado,
では早速ですが、私たちの最先端
I know today's theme
テーマは
is revolution
人工知能革命としました
but I
が、
think you'll find
これ
this
からデ
research
モンストレー
will
ションす
exceed
る
your
システムは
wildest
おそら
expectations.
く皆さんの想像を超えたものではないかと思っています。
This terminal here is connected
Sorry.
このパソコンですが、
to computers that
研究所のスーパーまだプロジェクターには映さないで。
The staff was about to split the laptop screen. The front projector. Some kind of important program must have been booting up because Mahio stopped them.
Sorry, this is all
す
still
み
in
ません、
development.
まだ開
We
発途
haven't
中なん
had
です
time to develop much of you. Honestly, I'm a
こんな
little
チープな
embarrassed
プログラ
by
ム
all
を
this
見られるのは
computer
恥ず
data.
かしい。
I almost feel like
裸を
I'm
見られるよ
naked
りも
here.
ね。
Any engineers out there?
この中にエンジニアの方がいるなら理解していただけますよね。
So now I just got the prescription
Anyway,
left.
while this finishes
起
setting
動
up,
するまでの間、
I'll give you a quick
この
overview
システ
of
ム
our
全
system.
体の概略を説明しましょう。
Telegram was a Japanese strategy for a general audience. Yep, here we go. In fact, I was sure I could never forget it. It was a title of an essay written by a senior genius and published in Science. And I was sitting there with most writers that got human memory using that goes into data, and she had used that to invent the time leap machine in front of my eyes. Though none of that had actually happened.
We've actually been featured in a
サ
few
イエン
journals
ス誌に
recently.
掲載されたので、
So some of you
ご存知の
may- It was proposed by a
こ
very
れは
talented Japanese member
私た
of
ちの
our
チ
team.
ームにいた
Human memories are stored
人
in
間の
the
記憶
cerebral
は
cortex,
大脳
particularly
皮
in
質
the temporal lobe.
とりわけ
A little like
そ
parchment, the part of the
その
temporal
メ
lobe
モリに
that
記憶を
controls
書
the
き込んだ
hiding
り
and reading of
読み出
memories
したり
is
する
the
のが
cortical gyrus.
側頭葉にある海
The brain works
脳
like
は
transmitting electrical
ニューロン
signals
と呼
between
ばれる
cells
細胞の
called
間
neurons.
をで
What we call
記
memories
憶と
are
いう
just
のも
those electrical
実は
signals
こう
and
いった
their
で
In other words,
つまり
electrical
電気
signals
信
passing
号
through
が
the
海馬妨
cortical
害を
gyrus
出る
is- that was a foundation
そこで
for Mitsumaki.
マキセクこの論文を書いた日本人研究者
And excuse me,
あの
I mean, Mizumaki say.
マキセ研
You see here, electrical signals, signal patterns.
海馬妨害を通る電気信号が電気信号のパターンと
I was certain
Dino
answer would
System.
show the interpreting. She's getting confused. How good you were with languages, interpreting for a long period of time had to be difficult. I once read an article on the internet that said even Fisher could do it for more than 20 minutes in surrounding conferences. Overseas were actually had by team people switching on. Or maybe she had trouble because Kirsten's name came up. So then she was having trouble in
すみません
conversation.
Mizumaki say, focus on the
マキ
patterns
セ
entering
研
and
究員は
exiting the cortical
海馬
gyrus.
妨害を出入りする
By analyzing those patterns,
そのパ
she
タ
was
ーン
able
が
to gather data on which
大脳
memories
皮
in the
質の
cerebral cortex.
どの
This data allows her to take
これによって
the memory signal
記憶と
and
いう曖昧でアナログなものを 電気
Mizumaki say published her research
これが
in several journals.
サイエンス誌
And now, based on her theory,
そして
our
現在
team has developed a system
私
for
たちの
storing
チー
human
ムは
memories as digital
そ
data.
の理論をもとに人間の記憶をデジタルで
In other words,
それはすなわち
this system allows
人
human
間の
memories
記憶を
to be
コンピュ
stored
ーター
and
に保
accessed
存
by
し
computers.
それを活用するシステ
It
ム
was
という
shooting
こと
to
になります
Aurora. I see. So even after her death, Kirsty's research is being carried on. Of course, maybe it was a natural that would be. That was a basic day for time looping, which I proved myself if I could have never prove it to anyone else. Alpha wrote the line. Memories have been turned into data and stored in a computer. There was no doubt about that. What direction was talking about right now was the basic technology required for that process.
現在私たちが行っているプロジェクトは主に2つです。
Oh,
1つは医
CP.
療分野への応用です。
Okay. Side on the projected change.
こちらは精神生理学研究所と共同でコンピューターに保存した記憶
Someone looked like a grassy in the front row shouted. Dr. Leskin didn't see, put off the interruption. Mom continued into parade. No, I didn't see it. Sorry, guys.
信
Broke
じ
my
が
eye.
たいですか。その気持ちは理解できしかしこの研究に私たちは手応えを感じています。これが実用化できれば例えば老化による記憶障害、あとはアルツ患者の記憶をデータとして自動的にバックアップしていくのです。記憶が失われたとしてもそれによって忘却の進最終的には海馬崩壊からそうすれば脳機能が失われたそのような状態でもあたかも外部ストレージと同じように
Damn, it's pretty tough. Strange feeling gripped Paul. Part of it was shock and feeling that they were witnessing the announcement of incredible technology. Part of it was skepticism that a system like this could never actually work. Part of it was a revolution. The idea of playing around with the human brain like that, that's true. So I born all these things passed from one brother crowd to another. Dr. Leston raised his hand to encourage questions.
どうやら2つ目のプロジェクトをお話しするできる範囲でお答えします。どうぞ。
Many hands were raised. Until there was a wide range of people in the street, both young and old, raising their hands. Neither did point out to a questioner. It was the first question. Sampling will be required or intended something on analog memories. Does that mean any information will be lost? The person nodded as he listened to the question in Japanese and began to respond in English when the speaker's finished. But he was able to understand Japanese if not speak yet.
その質問を言い換えるとオーケストラの生演奏を WAV のデータに保存確かにその脳内のネットワークがそれはデジタルデータと同じことしかし実際には伝達物質や電気信号は脳内でこの問題に関しては今のところ音楽の話で言えば 44.1kHz よりも 48kHz それによってデジタルでありながらアナログデータに近い情報を得ようとしています
Little by little, the mood in the room was turning to disappointment. We were beginning to wonder if this was just a pretty theory that wouldn't work in reality. Workers came. All the questioners were skeptical of the professor's theory. Many of them seemed to be outright challenging him. Started to get upset. This Dr. Lester's was also curious. He was better than anyone that had worked in the science, someone who refused to give it a chance. Infuriated me. Were these who were these scientists? Just keep myself under control and look back towards the podium. Was she mad? Sherry looked disappointed. This was very polite with the rude questions and dodging the problems with the theory. She was very different. Her anger was starting to seep into her answering too. I felt a kind of kinship with her. Question as she continued.
そもそもこれは医学的に無謀でしょう。デジタルデータを脳に書き戻すなんて絶対に不可能だ。正気の沙汰ではない。サイエンス誌に掲載されたあの論文も読みましたが、にわかには信じられない。
You only read an essay, did you? Bro, whatever. It's looking at essays at Wikipedia.
筆頭著者が若干17歳の女性だったとあっては。
Just because she was okay,
あ
bro.
なたね。
Oh shit. Ooh, the boy Okabe, let's get it.
最初は無理だと思われてた技術なんてこの世にいくらでもあるじゃないか。でもそれを克服した研究者がいたがただ批判するだけじゃ何も生まれない。
あなた。
So I'll flash of white teeth, that's your eyes.
Outcome is very something.
Why was he applauding? This makes things embarrassing.
素晴らしい。彼はなかなか大したやつだ。
I'm interested for some word for
Nonetheless,
American to
a
hear.
scientist must
Tadashi.
always remain composed.
科学者たるもの常に
The only
大
time
声
when
で
it is
怒鳴って
possible
いいの
to
は
shout is
実
when
験
you
が
are
成
We did it,
We did it.
and that should be enough.
それだけで十分。
すみません。
And anyway, moving on.
それではみな、
Oh, first, a long
でも
applause, please.
そ
for
の
our
前
brave
に
flame.
勇敢な彼に拍手をお願いします。
Men like him are
彼のような
what drives
挑戦
scientific
者こそ
progress
が
and
科学を進歩させ、
he may even become
彼
the
なら
third
きっと
Einstein.
第3のアイン、
The second Einstein
ちなみ
supposed
に
to be my slightly
第2の
pushing
アインシュタインはこ変なこと言うのはやめてください、教授。
Einstein. Interesting. Type of shit Kursu would say, even though she did.
さて、
Sheesh.
ここでこれからこれが私たちのチームが今最も力をアマデウスシステムです。皆さんちなみにこれは映画などで有名なドリンクワークススタジオに作成してもらったモデルです。
Drinkworks? Oh my fucking gosh, bro. They really are not trying to get copyrighted, and that's fair. I think guys, they're trying to say trying to not get copyrighted and try to replace it with the actual studio, DreamWorks. That's what I think. It's right when they said movie, it's obviously
声に
DreamWorks.
つ
It
い
has
て
to
は
be.
私のボイスサンプルをデータベースにして日本の山名が作ってくれました。
It sure looked real to me. Fisher said something into the laptop's microphone, and a 3D model of Maho was on the screen opening his
私
mouth.
は比谷城真帆です。正確に言うなら78時間22分前の比谷城真帆から派生した存在ということになり、先ほどから皆さん教授はどうして私を早く紹介以前から感じていましたが全くだわ。
Maho on the screen speak without a slightly irritated expression. And Maho by the wall nodded in agreement. Jurassic simply smiled. What's going on here? Part of this was their biggest project. The rest of the audience didn't seem to have any more of a clue than
皆
I
さん
did.
の多くは疑問に人間の記憶をデータとして取り出したりそんなことが本当に可能なそれでは私は78時間23分前の比谷城真帆の脳内から
Just
取り
think
出
it's
された記憶を持
English
ち
and accent Maho on
そ
the
のデ
screen
ータをベースに
translated.
して動いているの
But
です
if she was the right word, hesitated when silent. Looked at the real Maho, she was responding exactly the
教
same
授
way.
今のは教授今の発言はセクシャルハラスメントとして大学に訴えてもいいでしょうか
Her lips get loud cheerfully response to her. Her said she was in quick English and over half the audience couldn't understand it. From my side, it took back to the microphone.
教授はですね私に対して初恋はいつだったかとかもうそれ以上恥ずかしいからやめてくれないかしら私はそういう質問には一切答えないわよクレジットカードの番号なんてあと 1週間前に着ていたパジャマの色なんて覚えてるわけないです。
So I'm not sure I couldn't tell at first, but there's something unbelievable, wasn't it? Felt very different than the typical AI, could tell that much. It was answering the questions it was given, and because they were embarrassing, was it programmed to respond to that? For certain questions for the purposes of this demonstration? It was possible that all it was, but the conversation was a program in advance. The rest of the crowd seemed to reach the same conclusion I did. We started to turn to surprise.
いい加減何をしたいのか理解はできるけど、とにかく恥ずかしいわ。
Probably why I was complaining to the original. I felt like I was watching a pair of twins talking.
いたずらな子供ではなく、レスキネン教授が面白がってなかな
Maya
か
walked back to the
皆さん、
professor.
もうアマデウスは自分が話していいこととそうでないこと、私たちはアマデウスにそういったプログラムを彼女
I
は
knew it.
与えられた私の記憶からそれを独自
Maya
に
left
判
the
断
screen
し
so they took over.
自律的にそういうそしてこれは先ほどの医療分野への応用とは方向性が真逆になって私はというか記憶の引き出しか例えば1週間前に来てそのような情報は生存していく上で必要がないからこのようにアマデウスは記憶のこれは私たちも驚くべき結果として研究を重ねている最中でまだ詳しくは解明されていません。
However, what really surprised us
さらに
that Amadeus
私たちを驚かせたのは
and not as some
何ら
sort
か
of
のトラブルやミスではなく
lying is literally just
嘘は
another method of human
人間が他人と
Amadeus examined the memories
アマデウスも
and has no
インプッ
production
トされた
of
記
lying
憶を
to
自
solve
律的
itself
に検討教授誤解を招く嘘をつくのに平気なことなんてありません。
I'm so sorry and
Seemed to be hesitating. Maya didn't especially surprised by this. Maybe she knew the reason. The motion passed, and the professor continued. Maya trusted his words like there was nothing shocking about them
this
at
would
all.
lead us to some
この
interesting
ような検証を続けていくことで
Look, guys, I know it gets boring, but I hope it gets better. Just like Steins Gate 1. Like, it was boring just a little. For me, I don't know. It wasn't that boring, but you know. We're almost done, guys.
for one.
I hope.
believe it's
アマ
possible
デウス
for
に
Amadeus to
人
eventually
間
possess
と
some
同様の
Stun?
魂を宿すこと
Soul?
ができるのではないか
Showing leading brain science and really using a word with such a vague
こ
definition.
れこそ
artificial intelligence.
本当の意味での人工知能
They
という
all
ことに
got
なり
very
ます。
quiet. For cheers for a whole hour after that, as everyone tried to debate their own personal theories with Dr. Leskin at once. Okay, guys, let's save here, guys. Thank you for watching.